Alright people, wagwan, welcome to Dimba na Doba. Match day 13, tuko hapa kuwapeleka na Riang vile inafaa. Now that Arsenal is back to winning ways, fura mpwito, I am still alone. My team is not yet here. Because Uncle J anajua Liverpool inacheza na ManCity, amepanic. Ruben Amorim akuanza mpira vizuri, Vala anaogopa kuja kuongea. But no problem, I will still make noise until they come here. Okay, what I want us to do, nataka tuende game by game. Game ya kwanza Friday night, Brighton, Southampton. Brighton know very well that wakishinda hii game ya leo, wanalala number 2. Imagine, just like that, behind Liverpool. They have every motivation to win this game. Southampton played well against Liverpool, but they gave away silly goals. We all agree they gifted Liverpool all 3 goals in that game. What was that? Including the last goal, the penalty goal. Shambolic. But anyway, a small team is a small team. Well, I don't see any upset on that game, so I think Brighton will carry the day, or the night for that matter. So Brighton today could sleep at number 2 in the Premier League table. Let's not waste much time over there. People to look out for is Danny Welbeck and of course Joao Semwe. Brighton have been playing well, beating ManCity, taking a point from Arsenal, beating Manchester United. They're up there flying, so I have every reason to think they will win this game. Alright, next game, Brentford versus Leicester. Brentford wanawaka moto, ubaya sometimes they blow hot and cold. Leicester unajua mkishapunguza coach, morali inakuaga hivi. Anyway, in that game, I think Brentford will carry the day. For one reason. Kuna kijana anaitwa Wisa. Kuna kijana anaitwa Mbeumo. Those boys have clicked. You wouldn't say watu waliuza Ivan Toney. They are playing good football. Na pia huko nyuma kina Pinnock wanacheza vizuri sana. I think Brentford over Leicester. Kama Leicester watakuwa na hiyo bounce mpya. They said they want to employ Ruud van Nistelrooy. I don't know what is happening. Have they announced him? Not yet, I don't think they've announced him. But they are saying everything. Here we land, there we go. If they will have him tomorrow at the touchline, well, Leicester could have a reason to smile. But as it is, it's a Brentford win for me. Alright, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, surely. Confused people. You beat Arsenal, then you start losing to everyone. Shambolic of a team you are. Yani. Anyway, to be safe, I think a goal in that game, or a draw probably, because, well, I do hope that kijana wa Arsenal tuliuzia Crystal Palace watapata chance ya kucheza, and that is Eddie Nketiah. Mateta also has been playing very well. Actually, Crystal Palace at home, I want to give them a win in this game, because Newcastle, as I have told you, is blowing hot and cold. So, amazingness. Next team is Nottingham Forest versus Ipswich. Nottingham Forest came to the Arsenal thinking they will throw Arsenal in the Forest. Unfortunately, Arsenal did something that needs them to be arrested, which is deforestation. Well, Nottingham Forest proved to people that yes, they might have won the Champions League kitambo sana. They have a European trophy, but they are still a small team. Why am I saying this? They changed their tactics when they came to play against Arsenal, and Arsenal played them off the park. Because look at what they did. They benched their top high-flying striker right now in Chris Wood. They played Awonyi. Why? Because Awonyi scores against Arsenal. But William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes did show them something, that we can switch you off. We do switch big names off. We switched Haaland off. We can switch you off, and also we'll get to Arsenal, and they went to Sporting and switched off Victor also. Alright, so in that game, Nottingham need to bounce back from that lose, because they have been up there fighting and proving everyone wrong, because everyone in the beginning of the season, everyone had wrote them off that they would be among the teams fighting relegation, but they have held their ground, and Nuno is doing something amazing over there. So I don't expect them to lose at home. They've been playing well away, but it's time now they play good at home. So this game, Nottingham versus Ipswich. Ipswich, on the other hand, former Arsenal wonder kid, none other. Chelsea were claiming that was their player, but let me not waste time there. If you don't know, you don't know, and if you know football, all right. And if you don't, also do some research. Sawa. Yeah, because Omari Hutchison came from the Highland Academy, which is the Arsenal Academy. Well, we did see sparks of his brilliance against Manchester United. They did pick a point from Manchester. I'm sure they have their tails up now, high and running. So I don't expect Nottingham to get an easy game from Ipswich. I would go for a goal in that game. Or a draw. Sawa. Atukai sana. Wolves against Bournemouth. Hey, Wolves went to Fulham and told Fulham, we are here, Fulham on you. 4-1. Everyone thought Fulham would win that game, but Wolves had other ideas. Kuna kijana anacheza pale Southampton, anaitwa Cunha. Kijana ni mumoto. Yeah? A big team like Arsenal should look for him, or Manchester United. Yeah. So, Bournemouth on the other hand, Bournemouth are flying high, beating Arsenal, beating ManCity. Moto. Why? Na Premier League hivi kiko na game moto. I don't think Wolves will lose at home. But it's going to be a game with many goals. Maybe 2-2, 3-3. Yeah, man. All right. West Ham versus the Arsenal. Last time we played West Ham, we beat them 6 goals. Yeah? Was it 6 or 5? But on Monday, they played Newcastle away and they beat Newcastle. Sawa. Hapo ndio kijana former Manchester United defender Wan-Bissaka Aaron alijifungia bao yake ya kwanza ya West Ham. West Ham, people to look out for in this game. That Wan-Bissaka is a very good overlapping fullback. They need to look at Bowen. If they want to be safe, look at Bowen very much. Also, you need to look at Thomas Soucek kwa set pieces. When they get a corner or when they get a free kick, Soucek can hurt you anytime, anywhere. So, on the other hand, we do know that these Arsenal defenders, that is Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, have showed us that wanaweza stop aerial threat ya mtu ama hata ball ya chini, so maybe they would be easy to deal with. Not easy, they would be able to deal with Soucek. Also, someone else that we would have been worried about is Mohamed Kudus, but Kudus is still serving his suspension after the red card he received against Tottenham. So, for the Arsenal, we know that now we need to go on a roll. We've been having a bad season, a bad start from the get-go. But now, having won against Forest, picked that draw against Chelsea, won at Forest, gone to Lisbon and got 3 points. I think now that should boost the boys. And no, you know what? City is playing Liverpool on Sunday. So if we get a win here, if City does lose to Liverpool, or if they get a draw, we go above City, which is a motivation for the boys now to start looking at Liverpool. Being number 2 can help you chase Liverpool easily, as opposed to chasing them as number 3. So all motivation is with the boys. Odegaard being back. Odegaard is the deep state. People say Odegaard is the system. No, he is actually the deep state of Arsenal, because since that boy came back, Arsenal is flying, man. Arsenal is flying. We are seeing the fluid football that we were playing last season has come back. Yeah, so I do see Arsenal getting the 3 points, but it won't be as easy as last season where we played them off the park. I think it's that Navi win where Arsenal goes in, maybe we concede, and now we have to chase the game like we did with Southampton. Remember the game? We tend to make easy games look hard for us. But if we put on a show like we did against Lisbon, well, Arsenal should be winning that game easily. Sindio, everyone had said Arsenal cannot get points in Portugal because we've gone to Portugal. That was before that game 11 times. We had only had 1 win. But this time around we went there and we did put a good performance, because the boys were saying, we never put a good performance away in Europe. But this time around they did do that. And managing to silence someone like Victor Gyökeres spoke volumes. Higher. Arsenal wingers need to be very alert. Sawa. Bukayo Saka, you need to be very alert. Same way Martinelli should start the game, or Trossard needs to be very alert. The only issue we are not sure if Magalhaes will play, because after that Lisbon game, there was rumors that he might have picked a knock, so we are not sure. But anyway, I do see Arsenal winning that game. Okay, that will be the last game of Saturday. Now we go to on Sunday, where Chelsea wanapatana na Aston Villa. Alright, Aston Villa, bombo clat you. What is this? Why are you playing like that? Played well against Liverpool, but still didn't get points. You play well against good teams, like the way you played against Bournemouth, but at the end of it all, you drop points. Why? Chelsea, on the other hand, more fire. Flying. Chelsea is that number 3. And they sure will want to stick there in the top 4, because they know if Arsenal would have beaten West Ham, Brighton would have won, watakuwa wameshuka kwa jedwali. Kwa hivyo they would want to win that game also, ndio warudi pale juu. There's everything for Unai to play for. He did put on a very good game against Juventus. It's unfortunate. Actually, for the first time I can say I saw VAR getting it wrong in the European competitions. They have been perfect in the Champions League. They have been perfect in Europa. But sasa hapa kwa hii game ya Juventus na Aston Villa waliaramia Aston Villa. That was a good goal. Sijui fouls, sijui nini, game ikiisha, hapo waliwakosea. So I hope they do carry that in their minds when they go to the bridge and play football. I don't see it being an easy win for Chelsea. Though Chelsea have the upper hand. Maybe they could nick it towards the end of it, but still appears to me like a draw. So depends with who will show up in that game. Depends with who will show up. If Palmer shows up, well, Aston Villa will have problems. But if he does not show up, if they can manage to pocket him, like Thomas Partey did, then they'd have an easy game. But looks like a draw for me. Alright, Manchester United versus Everton. Ruben Amorim did pick a win at Old Trafford. Sawa. Kwa mara ya kwanza against Bordeaux. Yes, kwa ligi ilikuwa ngumu game yake ya kwanza against Ipswich. He picked a win against Bordeaux, though it wasn't a convincing win. It was a very nervy win. Onana had to make some world-class saves, and Manchester United fans, any of you that is attacking Onana, bombo clat you. You must by now appreciate the fact that Onana has kept you where you are. If you were not for Onana, wacha number 12 muko, mnajua kama mnalilia number 20 huko. Ni vile tu ligi ina number 21 ningewaeka huko. You have to start appreciating Onana. He's doing amazing things. You can see that the boys are trying to adapt to the new style ya Amorim, ya 3-4-3, where you have 3 center backs. You're not playing with full backs. Then you have one ideally that will be playing as a full back. Ameinvertiwa wamepeleka kucheza katikati. That yesterday they did that with Malaysia. It didn't go on well. But it has to be remembered that Malaysia has stayed over 500 days. Over 500 days bila kucheza game, so it was expected that at some point hayuko at 100%. Vile alikimbia akaachwa na ule msee, watu wakaanza kusema huyu anapitwa aje, bado hajarudi full feedback. 500 days unajua ni more than 1.5 years hajacheza ball, so take it easy with the boy. Alright, so Manchester is trying to adapt to the new style. Bruno is, by the way guys, if you haven't noticed, you need to notice now that Bruno will either be benched or Bruno will leave Manchester. Sawa, because yesterday you could feel in that midfield ni yeye pekee hakuwa understand system of play. Mason Mount was excellent. He was playing like he's supposed to play. He knows when to drop, he knows when to attack, he knows when to get into the pockets, he knows the channels to attack. He was doing everything he's supposed to do. On the other hand, Bruno alikuwa anajisahau. He goes back to the Ten Hag system, he comes back, he plays the Amorim system. It does not go like that. You are the lead of the team. It is you that is supposed to be barking orders to those players, reminding them the system that you've been told to play. When do we drop? When do we press? When do we attack? When do we flower? When do we fold? All those things, Bruno should be barking at those players game ikiendelea, but he's not doing it. And I am seeing if he does not show that in this Everton game, Bruno atapoteza namba pale Manchester. That is me thinking. Alright, I could be wrong. Don't have to be right all the time. But what I am seeing, Bruno's number is at a risk. Anaweza benchiwa. Because when Maino is back, and now you cannot bench Maino, you have to choose between Mount and Bruno. Of course, they'll pick Mount. Anyway, ni Mportuguese, anaweza kumhurumia muweke hapo vile Ateta anafanya. Anafanya na Merino huko. Okay. Everton sehemu wanajua wanapigana huko. There's something I didn't mention about Aston Villa. They know if they want to stay in the fight at Champions League positions, they can't lose to Chelsea. They need to win at least wakuwe pia kwa hiyo gap ya top 7. Unaget, because if they lose against Chelsea and they know other teams like Brighton because they pick points, they might easily find themselves huko number 10 and now catching up again to the Champions League slots. Inaanza kuwa ngumu for Unai. All right. Everton on the other hand, they know that I think they are a point above relegation, so they need to fight. They do know that at this point losing points is not a luxury they have, but I do think Manchester will be too strong for them. No need to waste more time there. I back Ruben boys to get maximum points over there. Yesterday in my predictions, I did predict that Manchester would get 3 points and people were on my neck. Umetunguzia bet. Finally, they got it 3-2. Even in this one, I do see them winning that game. Alright? Because they know how they cannot afford to let that gap between how now European slots widen. If they are at number 12, even if they want to move from number 12, they need to make sure that points let's go between how and Champions League slots as if he past 6. So Manchester has all motivations to win that game. We proceed to Tottenham versus Fulham. Tottenham beating, Tottenham is a classic Tottenham. That's what I'd call them. Because Tottenham today, they will play against ManCity and beat ManCity 4-0. Tomorrow they play Ipswich and they get drubbed. And you're wondering, what is this? What is this surely? Anyway, I do not expect them to bring these Tottenham vibes. It's a London derby, so I do expect it to be a tough game. But wako nyumbani, and also again, look at what they did in the Europa. You're leading the game, then you concede game ikiisha. Surely, some things are just Tottenhamish. That's how I'd say it. Fulham, they know they need to react. Okay, kuna vijana wako pale Fulham wako na motivation ya North London. Man like Emil Smith Rowe, he knows what it means to play against Tottenham because he's been playing akiwa Arsenal. There's a time he scored akiwa kwao actually. Iwobi knows what it means to play in the North London derby. I think their goalkeeper also. Kuna vijana tu wametoka tu pale Arsenal. Kuna kijana Reece Nelson pia bado pale Fulham. They know what it means to play against Tottenham. I expect them to instill that DNA in the Fulham players. Now get, not going to be an easy game for Tottenham. Son ako sawa, saw him score a penalty yesterday. Well, could be a draw. I just don't want to say Tottenham win, but it could be it could be a draw. All right. Alafu tuifunge na actually something else to remember is that Tottenham hawana goalkeeper. Tottenham ile game ya ManCity, imagine Vicario is their goalkeeper, is Italian. Alisema he played 60 minutes of that game. That is 1 whole hour. Alicheza akiwa amevunjika ankle and he stayed in the game. But after that he underwent a surgery and he is away. I'm sure hii season achezi tena. Huyo na tena coach wa Tottenham Ange amesema yeye hanunui goalkeeper January. Huyo yuko ndio ana step up. Okay? In fact, I think Fulham will win. For that reason, I give Fulham a win. Tottenham hawana goalkeeper. Huyo spare goalkeeper wao Bugdha Ngori. Alafu the game of the weekend that we are all waiting to see is Liverpool versus Manchester City. Liverpool wako nyumbani, flying high. Number 1 in the Premier League, number 1 in the Champions League. They have not lost in the Champions League. 5 out of 5, 15 points they have in their bag. And they did outplay the European champions, Real Madrid, from all corners. Like from all angles, Liverpool were the best, guys. Yani, at no point did they look threatened by Real Madrid. Mbappe was all over, looking lost. Valverde Semu was looking lost. Kamavinga hata sikujua akipigwa sub ni sangapi because he was lost. Adagula could not be seen. They brought in Endrick. The only thing Endrick might have done good, okay, in quotes good, is that he aliumiza Konate. So Konate could be missing in that Man City game. But Liverpool, with the new coach, there's a style of play that they are playing that is really getting them results. We had said that they will struggle against big teams. They did struggle against Arsenal B. They lost to Nottingham. Nottingham is a small team. They beat Chelsea. They beat Manchester United. We are yet to see. On the other hand, ManCity, oh my God. Kama wao tunategemea tushikie Liverpool. Tuko na kibarua, guys. Because ManCity have gone 6 games without a win. Letting go of a 3-0 lead. Guys, 3-0 lead. From the 75th minute, ManCity was 3-0 up. Game ilisha 3-3. Can you believe it? From 75. Wame lead game mpaka dakika 75. 3-0. The next 14 minutes. Hey, you would wonder what is happening. What are these boys doing? You know, and Nathan Ake did speak, and he did say something strong that people didn't pick. Nathan Ake said, I think we have mental issues. I think these boys need to be... It could be mental fatigue. You know, having won the league 4 times in a row. Having won the treble. You know, because if you say ManCity has injuries, what injuries are you talking about? It's only Rodri that is a first 11 player that is out, because you won't say Bob is a first 11 player. That you would say at Hayuko. No, they are still fielding a good team. But now, losing concentration towards the end of the game is unlike ManCity. ManCity ni wale wanakaa kwa game 90 minutes. But what they did in that game, it did shake a lot of people's minds. They're like, yo, actually this team needs to be spoken to. If you look at Guardiola, look at what he did to himself. Amejikata huku, amejikata kichwa, akaulizwa akasema I want to harm myself. Well, he might have said it as a joke, but people did pick it seriously. But again, it's never happened to him. He's never been leading a game 3-0 at Dakar 75, then he lost the game. He's never gone 6 games without a win. A lot of records ManCity is breaking, man, and they are bad records. They need to react. Yes, they are going to be at Anfield, which is a ground that everyone dreads going, because Liverpool wanakuwaga na the 12th man, which is the fun. But I don't see ManCity losing. I don't see them winning, and I don't see them losing. I see it being... Actually, people are expecting game equal about 1 million. Like the Bayern Munich PSG game, where we expected goals because in a flow. In this game, I see this game going 1-1. Well, I'm also speaking as an Arsenal fan, because a draw will be a good result for all of us. I do not see Guardiola losing another game. My friend, I am not seeing it happening. And also, Liverpool wanacheza vizuri. Niyo tu maybe Osco alicheza game ngumu sana midweek against Real Madrid, because in that game they had to be 100. There was a boy that called Bradley mwenye alipiga Mbappe tackle moja amazing ikaamsha kiwanja hivi. Nimeona pia aliumia kwa hiyo game. So he might miss it, but Trent could be back because he was training as well. These teams ziko balanced. You wouldn't say on paper ManCity is better than Liverpool, or Liverpool is better than ManCity. Wako balanced. So for that game, I am seeing a draw. Alright guys, those are my predictions. Leo nilikuwa peke yangu, nimetaka show iende hivi hivi tuharibu masaa. Kama wewe una feel zako ziko hapa kando, ziko na bugdha, si ulete saba kwenye comments. Ndio. Na kama hujawatch episode zingine, enda watch. Alafu tupatane midweek. Unajua on Wednesday tutareine December, si ndio? Manchester United wanakuja pale Arsenal, pale Emirates. I think hapo ndo tunaambia Amirom karibu Premier League. I think hapo ndo anapatana na team kubwa kwa Premier League, because tulienda huko tukapiga his former team, atakuja ku revenge ama atakuja aonesho tunakupanguza kama watoto wako. Alright, see you midweek tukiongea Premier League. I think hapo on Tuesday tutawekelea episode nyingine move. Yazimi more live thing. Members to please kumbuka kusubscribe, share hii content na mtu mwingine mwenye unajua anaweza kuwa anapenda futana haijamfikia, share na yeye, washa notification bell, si ndio? Alafu inakuwa amazing. Let us grow together as a community. Mina walombo tov, amni lombo tov, si mushia na mbogi. Bye.